Look Who's Talking, 1989, was a huge hit. John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, and the voice of Bruce Willis as the baby. The movie was so successful, they made two sequels, of course. So my agent sent me to audition for three different parts. Kirstie Alley has the baby, and then she has postpartum depression, and she decides she has to find a father for the baby, even though the audience knows it'll eventually be the taxi driver, played by John Travolta. I went to read for these three idiots that she goes out on dates with, losers. The thing's a comedy, after all. So Amy Heckerling was the director, and she was very, very hot at the time, just off a big hit, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, with Sean Penn. And so she's sitting right opposite the table with me, and she says, "Which of these parts would you like to read first, David?" I said, "Well, there is no first. I'm just going to read Mr. Impatience, because that's the only one I'm interested in, and I am this guy." She says, "Oh, come on." I said, "No, really, I'm like this guy. I mean, people won't go out in public with me." She says, "You're kidding." I said, "No, I'm in therapy, but I'm getting better." So she said, "Okay, fine. Do you want to start?" And I said, "No, I'm not ready." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, first I have to get in touch with that core of self-hatred." So she said, "Okay." And I took a moment, then I got ready, and then I threw the script away. I just ad-libbed this guy going nuts in a restaurant and going nuts all over the waitress, insulting her and so on. Well, she and her buddy across the table just fell down laughing. And then she said, "David, I've seen 200 Vancouver actors in this room in the last 2 days." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry for you. It's too bad." And she said, "You're the first guy who's come across the table at us. See you on set." So the experience was wonderful. They were very kind to me, and Kirstie was a delight to work with, and so on. But the truly funny thing that happened was that a few days before the first day of shooting, this guy from the costume department phones me, and he says, "Could you come for costume fitting?" And they always pay you for that, so of course you go. But he says, "And could you bring the clothes that you wore to the audition?" And I said, "I'm sorry, there must be some confusion. Were you looking for David Berner, the costumer, or David Berner, the actor?" And he said, "No, John Travolta's bringing his own costume." And I said, "John Travolta owns 3 jet planes. And the company making this is TriStar. Their offices are in Beverly Hills. That's not who I am. I'm not bringing my costume." So, Pickle, why should I subsidize uncommonly wealthy producers and directors of Hollywood motion pictures so that they can have another steak or something, or fly in another plane? Here's the lesson. Beware of the rich and powerful asking small favors of you. They almost always want something for nothing, and it's completely inappropriate.